This motherfucker like, hey, Chuck, did you call him? Nah, hey, dog, I ran out of minutes. Who the fuck still do prepaid phone nowadays, man?
I ain't got no prepaid phone, man.
You act like you got a prepaid phone.
Whatever.
This motherfucker's like, I never carry my phone on me because I don't want to waste my minutes.
I got unlimited minutes.
You don't fucking act unlimited around this bitch. You act limited. You act real limited towards it, motherfucker.
Come on, man. Let's do this shit.
It's like, hey. Oh, man, my bad. Chuck, man, why you didn't answer your phone? Oh, I'm limited right now.
I'm roaming.
I'm right. Do cell phones even roam anymore?
I don't know.
I think on our way back from Florida, we were in Mississippi. I think I went in the room.
Well, consider where you were.
Right.
You ready? Welcome to InDaClinch with Chuck and D. I'm your man Chuck,
and I'm D.
And we've been off for a couple of weeks, so we're gonna recap UFC 117 real quick, and we'll also talk about recap the Strikeforce event that happened just this past weekend.
Right.
So let's go to UFC 117. We'll start it off with the let's talk about Stefan Struve.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't review this fight, but
right? We didn't.
Man, that. Have you ever seen a guy look that beat up and win a fight?
He took a beating. And, I'm not sure who took a bigger beating, him or Roy Nelson that night. But, his lip. The lip looked the worst, though, and...
what did he say?
Yeah, he looked like Professor Clump.
Good Lord, man, that boy's face was beat down.
So, it was a great comeback. Great knockout. So
speaking of swollen,
mm-hmm.
Roy Nelson, Junior Dos Santos. First off, let me point out that your man D went 5-0 on his picks for UFC 117, which this is the first we've had that since we started the show. I went 4-1. Unfortunately, it was the Roy Nelson pick that got me. All credit to Roy Nelson. I mean, Roy Nelson lasted, all 3 rounds with Junior Dos Santos, who was an incredible striker.
I mean, his head has to hurt. I mean, because he took all of them shots to the head, and he couldn't even. I was more surprised that he couldn't take Dos Santos down than anything.
Well, have you seen the legs on Junior Dos Santos?
Yeah, but he's not known for. He's known for boxing. I mean, the guy was an amateur boxer.
Right, but they said his own coach said that there's nobody in camp that could take the man down.
Right. I mean, the guy is he's a beast. So I'm looking forward to see who's going to be the winner of this Cain Velasquez Brock Lesnar fight.
I'm not.
He's a hater.
Whatever. Matt Hughes, Ricardo Almeida. I just want to point out that look, Gracie camp, Gracie gyms around the world. All right, take Matt Hughes off the hit list. Because you don't have anybody that's going to beat Matt Hughes.
What I find more shocking is that this guy I thought he was done. I thought Matt Hughes was done. I mean, will he ever compete for a title again?
Yes.
No.
Oh, they said he's going to get a title shot.
Why? Well, because I'm honestly okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Matt?
Finish saying what you were going to say.
Well, I just don't think that he's.
But you were saying that he's
not done. But he's not title material. He's going to be the stepping stone for guys to get title shots now.
Yeah, maybe not.
Ricardo Almeida was winning that fight. And then he got a lucky swing off. Oh. Ricardo Almeida was winning that. Are you really?
I don't think Ricardo Almeida was winning that fight.
This guy, man, seriously? Anyway, I just feel that, I mean, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think Matt Hughes can beat Thiago Alves?
I think he can.
Okay. Do you think he could beat Josh Koscheck?
Yes.
Do you think he could beat John Fitch?
It'd be a good fight. Be a good fight.
I think he could probably win against Thiago Alves.
Do I think he could beat George St. Pierre?
No. I don't think he could beat St. Pierre. I don't think he could beat Koscheck, and I don't think he could beat Fitch.
I mean, Matt Hughes is not an old man. That's the thing. He's 34.
Well, yeah, he's not an old man, but dude, I mean, you gotta understand, these dudes are younger than he is. You know, they're much quicker. You know, they move in and move out. You know, they got a lot more movement than he. I mean, Matt Hughes is. Don't get me wrong.
Did you go to New York or something?
Stupid, man. You know,
they're a lot quicker. I didn't know Disney World was in New York.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Let's go. Matt Hughes, great fight. You know, I'm happy he won that fight because it was a great fight. Great choke out the way he won that.
Clay Guida versus Rafael dos Anjos.
Well, you know, Clay Guida, man. Hey, that guy. Yo, Tim said it best, right? Tim said he makes him tired. You know what I'm saying?
What were you saying about his brother?
Oh man, his brother's a bum, though, man. Clay Guida's brother. What is his brother's name? You know, I'm sure his mother's like, hey, why can't you be more like Clay? Clay's a good guy, you know. You know, he does well in life. You're just a bum. You know, this dude.
His brother's a huge failure.
A huge failure, man.
Like if you're in the mixed martial arts and the best job you can get is holding the bucket for your brother.
But that's just it. I mean, that's his brother. You know, and his brother, like, you know, his brother's giving him a motivational headbutt before, you know, like, it's like, you only like to do that because, you know, he's successful and you're just a bum. You know, I can see his mom saying some shit like that to him. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, John Fitch, Thiago Alves. This fight went exactly the way we thought it was. But you know, it annoys me that people want to compare John Fitch to George St. Pierre.
Well, you know, because the wrestling style, the wrestling ability is about equal. I mean, you have to understand, George St. Pierre. Yes, he beat Fitch. I don't think he beat the best John Fitch. I think he just beat some. I think he had a good night that night. St. Pierre is literally one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, in MMA, and the
guerrilla jiu-jitsu is really come. I mean, you've seen a lot of that in that fight.
Yes, and I agree with that. And
John Fitch is a beast. And I'm gonna tell you something, George St. Pierre. Look out for John Fitch.
I hope.
Please be wary of John Fitch.
I hope he fights, you know,
because John Fitch wants St. Pierre again.
He does, and that, you know, that guy. I mean, he's a grinder. That's what I like about him too. So,
Anderson Silva,
fight of the night
versus Chael Sonnen.
Fight of the night. Fight of the night. I called it. I called this fight.
I'll say this, and we want to give some dues to Chael Sonnen because he almost pulled the biggest upset in UFC history.
My daddy used to tell me, if ifs was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Well,
hey, if you had won the fifth round, if you hadn't thought you was winning the fight and just gave up at the end, if he had to slap that triangle on your ass, you would have won.
I will point out this: the entire time we're watching the show, you were pointing out that Anderson was securing the arm for the triangle.
I'm gonna tell you something. Any BJJ practitioner out there knows that. You don't let your opponent control your wrist. You don't. And Chael Sonnen even said it in one of his post-fight interviews. Two things you don't do when you train like jiu-jitsu or you've trained for the ground. You don't let your opponent grab your wrist, and you don't put your hand flat on the mat. That shit they teach you at day one white belt training. I mean, it's like T day one.
What I want to point out in here is I felt like Chael Sonnen did not respect the fact that Anderson Silva was a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
He did make mention. Who was the Nogueira brothers? Come on.
Listen, this is the most dangerous man in the world, on the planet. He could beat you standing up. He could beat you on the ground. And the fact that you missed that, Chael,
not only
I'm sorry, bro.
Not only that,
you deserve to get choked out.
You whooped his ass for 4 rounds. You whooped his ass for 4.
I think he broke his jaw.
I don't think his jaw was broke, but he was hurt. He was hurt.
He put a big ass lump on his jaw.
But I'm gonna say this, you know, it was a great Anderson. I love the way that you hung in there and you grinded at it. I'm happy he didn't give up, and that shows the heart of a true champion.
Good stuff. Do you
Good
want
stuff.
an exclamation point on that? All right. Strike Force was, I got to be honest. I'm not a big Strike Force guy. I don't really get involved in watching the fights, but because I ordered the ticket for football this season, I get Showtime for free.
Stupid.
So I did catch the Strike Force fights this Saturday, and I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't disappointed. Some really good fights.
I'm gonna say this. You have to understand.
I think Kennedy got robbed.
Kennedy did get robbed, and I'm mad about that fight. Tim Kennedy is a beast. It was a good fight. Mola Wall, I don't know what he was thinking about when he was in that fight, but Fejao just got the best of him. And
I think Lawal
he was winning that fight.
He was winning. He was destroying Fejao.
Think
Fejao just landed a lucky uppercut.
Yeah, I think that's all it was, man.
Because Lawal was about to break your ass down.
Yeah, but I would have to say my best moment of that fight or that card was KJ Noons.
Dude is a beast.
Mind you, he is a boxer who boxed in between
moonlights
as a
guy.
right. I mean, this guy, dude, he has hands and quickness.
I will say this: Gurgel in getting knocked out is the equivalent of a prostituted Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude has knocked me out tattooed on his forehead.
I'm gonna say this too: you won't be disappointed when you watch Strike Force fights or Bellator fights.
That's good stuff.
These fight cards have to compete with UFC, and in order for them to make it, they have to compete. So, make good matches. So, hey, if you have the time to watch them, go check them out. Dream, Bellator, Strike Force. If you're an MMA fan, they're all there.
We're getting waved off. That's all we got for the update show or the review show. But catch the UFC 117 preview that we did. And until next time, I'm Chuck.
And I'm D.
And you were in the clinch.
Boom.